Namaste, Jai Bharat. There's a saying in Sanskrit, Yatha Raja Tatha Praja. In modern geopolitics, it could be reversed. Yatha Praja Tatha Raja. It means, like the king, the subjects are. Now these days, it's the other way around, as mostly seen, that the kind of people and what they deserve, the kind of people who should rule a society depends upon what kind of people the society deserve. This is what we see these days. Look at Pakistan. The chaotic society get the leaders who are absolutely insincere to the society, to the people, and also they don't have a concept of nation. I can't call Pakistan as a nation because they don't fit into a given concept of nation. There's a Gen Z, which people call as Generation Z. That's between 13 to 23 or something is age group. This is a new concept created by, I don't know, someone. These days people make, it's always the case actually. People make all kinds of new concepts, new terminologies, and these people start using it, sometimes knowingly, sometimes not knowingly. But that's what this Generation Z, Gen Z is concerned. And if you see, there is this Gen Z operation of late happening in the world scenario. Many places, I don't have to speak, you know that. And in Pakistan occupied Kashmir, there is this Generation Z movement recently. And then this Generation Z movement has got a pattern. Students, this age group people are mostly students. Students are somehow instigated. Students are students, and they're, by virtue of them being students, they're studying only. And once you are studying only, you are not prepared to get the concepts clear. This is theoretical ideal position. So the students were instigated. There could be many reasons in any society for people to be unhappy and people to go for agitation when someone is pushed or when something is pushed or someone makes them do so. This is the fundamental operation. And when the students are taken to streets, they enjoy going for, when we were all students in my younger days also, if I recall, it's something, a movement and everyone is moving into, and that time we hardly think what it is and what it is not. We absolutely are blissfully ignorant about the possible implications of such things, and people go just in a flow. You do not know what you are speaking. Someone is shouting slogans, sometimes you repeat, sometimes you don't. And someone is saying something, you hardly pay attention to this. It's a kind of festivity during student life. Okay, you just come out of the classes and walk together and have some fun. Nothing more, nothing less. This is what I have seen in my younger days when I was a student, right from this +1, +2. But then later, I studied in different places for graduation, post-graduation, MBA, etc. Where PhD time, I know this, I don't want to say the university. I have come across such moments, but then we stayed clear, did not involve in that kind of things, standing outside, sitting in the gallery and watching only, because these things, that time by then we had some understanding about society, life, etc. So Pakistan occupied Kashmir is Generation Z are moved forward. Then the pattern of Gen Z operation is that the crowd goes and then someone fires. Someone puts unknown bullets. There were some accusations from some other sources that in other places where the Generation Z kind of people were active on the road, the bullets were fired, and those bullets were NATO bullets. This is one version I come across quite likely. Now, there is one person behind this, quasi-official I would say, American person, Eric Prince. He has a group of people who were former soldiers, who were trained otherwise for good reasons, and after their assignments in the military forces, they have been hired by these people, this Eric Prince people, the kind of people. They have some organization which is quasi-official, and they are sent to places for such operations. You can't deny the involvement of government in it. Government must be involved in using these people for some of their objectives, which to us it's nefarious. This thing happened, people are killed, and once killing takes place, these people become furious, and their immediate reaction is there will be absolutely, the mob psychology is something which is already sensitive, and once someone dies or a bullet is fired or some firing takes place, the mob psychology really gets into action and they go into a frenzy of the only thing they understand is destruction of things. Their anger, frustration, whatever emotions, they take it out through destroying property, public property. That's precisely is happening in Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Now there is something behind it. One thing, the Eric Prince kind of people, two, the generation Z is operated by some people, either this Eric Prince kind of people or someone like that, or some such agencies. Then unhappiness spread into it. They have reasons. Any society, any students will have reasons. They give very trivial reasons. Electricity is more costing. People of Pakistan occupied Kashmir are treated as second-grade citizens, and that's the case in Pakistan everywhere. Religious have the same reasons. All resources they put to Punjab. Of course, they have a stepmotherly treatment to others. Those are non-Punjabis. That everyone understands and everyone knows, and nothing new. That had been the case for quite some time. That's the reason. But the real reason is that Asim Munir wants to establish himself as more of an authority. He's trying to change the constitution of Pakistan. I don't know what kind of rigid constitution they have, or if at all they have a functional constitution. All these things I don't know, because until you go there and leave the society for quite some time, you will be able to speak about it. Now, he wants to be the appointing authority of all the chiefs of army, navy, air force, and their intelligence agencies chief, etc. Some sensitive places he wants to be the appointing authority, and want to keep his people there for whatever intentions they have, good or bad, or social interest or personal interest. All those things are out there for you to read. And the democratic government is there, and that, I think that Asim Munir is, though dumb, is smart in the sense he wouldn't become a military dictator, because he would not get acceptance internationally as a military dictator as a democratically elected leader gets. So you'll put this Shehbaz Sharif in front of him as a decoy, and he will operate from behind. And this is happening. We have seen in my nation, in Bharat, for 10 years, this Sonia was putting Dr. Manmohan Singh is a scholar and an excellent professor in front of him and make him incapable, and she was doing everything. That's a kind of decoy. So you're presented as a democratic. In case of Pakistan, there's an elected prime minister who is supposed to be acting, but everything is actually done by this military man, both inside and outside. He also makes direct contacts with the international leaders. Look at the American President Trump. He would invite Asim Munir for something, not instead of Shehbaz Sharif. When he wants to get something done, he will invite Asim Munir. So this kind of a thing is happening in Pakistan, occupied Kashmir, and naturally, Pakistan would say that Bharat is behind it. No, we are not behind it. We are not interested. If we are interested, we would have intervened, and we would want Pakistan occupied Kashmir to be real Kashmir with us. But the methods what we use is not like this. The people would voluntarily come, and then even then we'll have to take things with a pinch of salt, because the kind of people that is coming from the Kashmir, which had been with Pakistan for all these years, will be entirely different from the kind of people those who live in Bharat, those Kashmiris. That difference, quality difference is It's going to be very, very wide, and it takes long time for people to adjust this quality gap, and it will take generations for them to come at par with us. So we have to be very careful in really amalgamating Pakistan occupied Kashmiris with the real Kashmiris. Real Kashmiris is Kashyap Maharshi's place. We shall meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat. Jai Sri Ram.